Hello and welcome back to our show. Today we are sitting down with an amazing artist and writer, and he will be telling us about his journey and what really got him into writing, especially about a topic that he's passionate about, which is bullying, which I'm sure all of us have had some brush with. I know myself have been bullied before, so it's an important subject, and I can't wait to hear more about it. So thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So why don't we just begin by you telling us a little bit about yourself, what brought you into the world of writing?
Okay, my name is Rick Daniels. I'm a Washingtonian, born and raised right here. I was diagnosed with lead poisoning at age 5, I believe it was. I was hospitalized for about 30 days, and they told my mom and dad it would probably affect my learning ability, which it did. I still struggle with reading and writing to this day. When I was a kid, we didn't use the word bullying. I told my mom the kids picked on me or they teased and made fun of me. Nowadays, bullying. So when I was a kid, when we got bullied, sometimes we would fight. The next day, we were friends. Today, these kids hold it in, they either hurt themselves, come back and shoot up the whole school. And I decided I was going to try to make a difference. So I started writing about a fictional little boy named Little Remy. He's in the 3rd grade, like I was, and he gets bullied because he can't read and write. When I wrote the book, I had no idea where it would go, and it just took off because bullying is, on top of everyone's mind today. So I wrote the book, but writing the book wasn't enough. After I wrote the book, teachers, principals, and librarians started asking me to come into schools. And what I found out about kids, you can tell them not to bully, but then 10 minutes later, they're bullying one of their friends. They think because they're just playing, they don't realize they're bullying their friends sometimes. So when we do a show, we have a slideshow, we have the book, and then we have some material to go along with the book to help remind kids not to bully. When I wrote Little Remy, which is right here, when I wrote Little Remy, I wrote one book. Then I realized that one book wasn't enough. So now there's 10 books in the series. There are 2 out now. The 3rd one will come out probably around August of this year. And then we'll keep going on. Little Remy will go to the 3rd grade, 4th grade, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and then just keep moving up. And that's the story on Little Remy. This is Little Remy, and he's in 3rd grade. He tells his mom he doesn't want to go to school because the kids tease and make fun of him because he can't read and write. Every morning, Little Remy's mom has to pull him out of bed, just like my mom did. And when I ask most kids, does your mom have to pull you out of bed? Yeah, they always, yeah. Do you want to go to school? They won't, no.
Right.
So they're very familiar with what I'm talking about, and this is part of what has made the book successful. Kids can relate because I'm not a doctor talking these, big terms that kids don't understand about bullying. I'm bringing it from the same aspect that they have. They got bullied too. So, and Little Remy, I'll show you a few pictures. This is him. His mom is talking to him about being bullied, but the most important thing in this book is she goes up to his school, she meets with the principal, and they start an anti-bullying campaign, and they get rid of all the bullies in Little Remy's school, and he becomes a school hero. Now, if it was that easy, it would be great.
Right.
But of course, it's not. So then we came up with book 2, and in book 2, Little Remy is now in the 4th grade.
Okay.
So Little Remy was in the 3rd grade in the first book. Now in book 2, Little Remy's in the 4th grade. And if you remember from the first book, his mom's anti-bullying campaign got rid of all the bullies in his school. So Little Remy is so excited about going to school. His first day of school, what does he see? Kids are still getting bullied. He goes back to his mom and asks if she can go back to his school and do another anti-bullying campaign. And she tells him, no, you can do it yourself this time. What I want you to do is teach kids to show loving kindness, not hate. And that's the theme of the book.
Very
Show
nice.
love and kindness, not hate.
Right, and is there a 3rd book in the series? Or
There's a 3rd book called No Bully Zone.
No Bullies.
And it comes also with some gifts, what I'll show you in a second. But that particular book, there's some pages that perforated so a teacher can pull it out of the book for the classroom. So this is as far as we got as far as print, Little Remy 2. Little Remy 3 is already a manuscript, I just haven't put it in production yet. Now what we do when we go to a school, remember kids, they forget real quick. So they get a coloring book. For each of the books, they get a coloring book that they can color in. And it kind of helps them remember not to bully. They also get a certificate that says, I don't bully. What a lot of teachers have done, once a kid puts their name on a certificate, teachers put all the certificates on the wall. And if she sees a kid bullying someone, she takes the certificate off the wall. Kid feels bad about it, and he may straighten up and not bullying them for a day, maybe a week, and she puts it back up. So certificates are going back and forth off the wall. Also, with the coloring book, kids get crayons to go with the book so they can color. I think the thing that the kids like the most, they get stickers. Each sticker says something different: bully-free zone, no bullying. The pencils read bully-free zone, like that. But the one I like the most is the wristband. The wristband says no bullying, please. And kids love wearing the wristband. I had one little boy tell me one time, he says, can I get another wristband? I said, well, what did you do with the one I gave you last time? He said, I gave it to another little boy that was getting bullied.
Aww.
And I gave him a second one. I said, take two in case you see another kid that's getting bullied. So the campaign is doing very well. We're doing an event soon at Wheatley Elementary School. Fox 5 is going to cover that. We're doing another event at Roots Elementary School. We're not sure which media outlet will cover that one, but someone will. So this is what we do. We're lucky because we have sponsors that help us out. Giant Food Stores is one of our sponsors. And they've actually invested in me writing some other books. And we sell a bunch of books. Without the book sales and donations, we could not do this because most of the events we do are free. Now we do charge for schools that can afford to pay for it, but we don't turn down schools. School says, well, we're a Title I or Tier 1 school. We don't have a budget. We'll come anyway.
Okay.
But we can only do that through our book sales and through our donations.
Right.
So if anyone wants to buy a book, they can go to our website, www.friendsofrickdaniels.com. They can purchase books on our website. If they want to make a donation, they can make a donation on our website. We're a 501c3 corporation, so it's tax deductible if you want to write it off.
Right. Awesome. And so in terms of people who are local, I know you've said that you have some local events that they can come out to and actually purchase some books. Can you tell me a little bit more about those?
We're doing an event at 7th and O Street today. It wasn't advertised or anything. Most of our events are not advertised. It's just people walk by and we're out there, please support our books. I'm the author. We're nonprofit, and people will come up and say, what do you have here? And it's okay, I'll buy a book and then I'll autograph it for their child, whoever it is. Then what we do too, if a person buys a book and they get the whole package, then we ask them, are there any other kids? Because you can't go home with all of this for one child and not have something for the other. So if someone tells us we have 2 more kids, then we give them the extra coloring book set. And I think we did that yesterday. We gave a lady an extra coloring book set.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so we get a kick out of it. We feel we're actually doing something.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing what you are doing for our communities. Bullying is definitely something that is an ongoing problem, and as someone who is passionate about writing, I'm just very excited to see you turn your passion into something that will end up helping the greater good into something tangible. So thank you very much for that. So you have also authored other books as well outside of your Little Remy series. And so we have Ike and Mike here, which is a fun book, especially for DC residents. They'll definitely have a lot to consider and relate to, since this takes place and it follows a lot of the stories of you growing up in DC and really captures the spirit of DC growing up. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Ike and Mike, this is the first Ike and Mike book. And all the Ike and Mike books have an address, and it says, this one says, in a house on the 700 block of Jefferson Street, Northwest, there's magic. Because this is where Ike and Mike began. They lived in a house at 731 Jefferson Street, Northwest. And kids from the local daycares I would greet them outside, and they'd ask me to read them a book. And one day I ran out of books, and they said, tell us a story. So I started making up stories about the stuffed animals that sit on the back of my sofa. This is actually the house on Jefferson Street. And these are the stuffed animals that sit on the back of my sofa. Like, that's Ike and Mike and all their friends. They tour DC, they take local buses, they take subway, they eat in local restaurants like Ben's Chili Bowl, Carolina's Kitchen. And then when I moved, I changed the address. And the second series of Ike and Mike, it says, in a house on the 600 block of Edgewood Street, Northeast, there's magic. And that's where I live now. So there's a total of about 30 Ike and Mike books. 15 right here in DC, the other 15, they tour around the United States and around the world. They go to Paris, France, they go to Italy, they go to all these different places. Ike actually goes to space station.
Oh, really?
He goes up to the space station. I have another set of books called the Nice Man series. I'm an animal lover too, which being an animal lover convinced me to become vegetarian. I didn't do it because of health reasons. I did it because of my love for animals. So I have 10 books about some birds and squirrels that I feed. I've raised a bunch of little squirrels from babies. People call me and say, a baby squirrel fell out of a tree. All of them have books. They all have books. A blue jay named Blue, who was frozen to a tree, he has a book. Then I have another series of books, and these are actually novels. 140, 220 page novels. I've never put those in the print, and it takes a little while to work on. So I've actually written about 42 books.
Oh, wow, great.
And if you ever heard of a musician says they have a bunch of music in the vault. It's music they've written, and they just haven't produced yet.
Right.
No one thought Tupac was there because music kept coming out.
Right.
Well, same thing with me. I have a bunch of music. I don't have a vault, but I have it on my computer.
Yeah.
And I'm writing all the time. You know. So that's my story on books. Ike and Mike, fortunately, is so popular they have a puppet show too.
Oh, really?
And we take the puppet shows to daycares, elementary schools, and the kids love Ike and Mike puppet show.
Absolutely, and we have a surprise, but we're actually joined by Ike and Mike today. So would you like to introduce them?
That's Ike on the left, say hi Ike. That's Mike on the right, and that's one of their buddies that sits on the sofa with them. That's Lucky, and Lucky has 3 books. Lucky's first book is called Lucky Finds a Home. I was going to my car one day, and he was sitting in the snow, and I says, what are you doing here all by yourself? He said, the person that loves me lost me.
Yeah.
So I brought him home with me, and Ike and Mike and all their friends put up signs all around the neighborhood, but no one came for Lucky. And Ike says, can he stay with us? And Lucky's been there ever since.
Oh, wow, that's so nice.
We found out that Lucky was sitting right in front of the TV in his second book, and I asked Lucky, why are you so close to the TV? He says, I can't see it. So we had to get Lucky a pair of glasses.
And a pair of glasses he has. Well, thank you for sharing your experience. Bring the stories of these animals or these stuffed animals and these characters to life, and then using them in a way that children can identify with. Yes. I mean, if anything, these books are a great way to learn how to read and write, and not only that, but learn about DC, learn about the culture, learn about the history, learn about landmarks. And I mean, I couldn't even think of any other way. And now you can even learn about places outside of DC, even space. So you are transporting children to places that maybe they can't visit yet. And I think that reading, writing, and just literature in general is extremely so important. Yes. Just so that we can learn how to communicate and connect with the people around us, but also have something that will outlast us when we're no longer here. So thank you for taking the time to speak with me and my viewers today.
You're quite welcome.
And remember to check out Little Remy and Ike and Mike by visiting the website friendsofrickdaniels.com.